Hey, this is Jaime. Today I'm going to be doing an informative speech on buying a new car. My two guests today are Adria and Haley. Alrighty, so let's get this started. If there's one thing we can all agree on, we like to buy stuff, whether it be shoes, clothes, homes, or cars. But what I want to talk about today is cars. Do you know what to look for when you buy a car? Everybody has their preferences when it comes to the type of car they like, but how do you know what will suit you best? According to realcartips.com, there's a way to make car buying more pleasant. You simply have to be an informed customer. Today I'm going to give you those ideas on what to look for and what not to look for. The first thing on my list today is check on the outside of the car. Check the car on a level ground. You want to make sure the condition of the tires are on a solid flat ground and make sure there are no sagging on the car. If you check that on a gravel road, dirt, anything grass, you ain't really going to be able to check and see how things level out. So that's a big must. Check the paint on the car for rust, dents, and scratches. You also want to check the frame on the front and around and make sure there wasn't any previous damage. You'd be amazed, there's a few people out there that would sell you something and you wouldn't even know unless you checked the frame. You also want to make sure the car is clean so you can see everything on the car clearly. Sometimes dust covers things, and if the car is dirty a little bit, you might not see a scratch or a dent that's covered by something, so you really want to be cautious with that. Now on our part 2, we're going to look at stuff under the hood. First, you also want to check for any rust, anything like that under the hood. You want to make sure there aren't any cracks in the belts or hoses. Things like that can cause leaks that can cause more damage to your engine, to your transmission, just depending on where it goes. It can make it a little problem into a bigger problem. You also want to check your fluids to make sure there aren't any corrosion. Make sure they're running flowing good, they're a good color, and make sure that everything's fresh. Anything like that will help the life of your car prolong. Also, you want to check the timing belt. If it's not a steel timing belt, then you really want to make sure it's not worn or too old. With steel timing belts, they actually don't need to be changed. They run all the way, the life of the car, so that's not something you have to worry about with that. And then the last thing you want to do after all those things is you want to test drive the car. Test driving the car can change your perspective on the car from 1 to 10. It really just depends. I had a car before that I drove for about a week, and after that I realized that it wasn't the kind of car I wanted to drive. I had my mindset on it and everything, and it just was not working out for me. So really test drive it, or see if you can even have the car for a couple of days just to drive it, and it could change your mind a little bit on that. With these things I've told you, I hope it helps in providing the choosing of your car a little bit easier. According to Edmunds.com, on 10 tips to buying your car, if you're taking out a loan to pay for your car payment shouldn't be more than 20% of your take-home pay. Although we may like fancy cars, it's also nice to be able to afford a car. With this information, I hope it helps you on your journey for your car. And also remember, when you drive your car, you also got to make sure you like your car. Because sometimes we get stuck with these cars for starters, and everybody kind of goes through the same thing. But when we really want something, you got to really make sure it's something that you're going to love. Thank you.